Part 5. This foolish Prince Duan can be easily conquered people's hearts. The further west you go, the more desolate it becomes. Many places are empty. Years of wars, bandits rampant, and barbarian bandits from time to time hit the autumn wind, making the already barren Liangzhou unable to recuperate, and naturally it has become a scene of devastation. Along the way, Ming Yu frowned more and more tightly. This is his fief. The appearance of the fief really made Ming Yu feel the pressure. If his presence can't change anything, then what's the use of his presence here? The greater the so-called responsibility, the heavier the burden on his shoulders. The future is all in his mind. This is a borderland after all. It's normal to have such a scene. Maybe it will be different in Liangcheng. After all, Liangcheng is also the largest city in Liangzhou. Mo Zhang saw that Ming Yu was getting more and more these days in silence, so explained. Although it was said that they had been psychologically prepared before coming, but when they really saw such a desolate place, everyone felt uncomfortable. They, the Imperial Guards, stayed well in the capital, just because the 14th prince didn't know what was going on, and he wanted to come here to be a fief, so they were assigned to such a place. There are countless things to eat, drink and play in the capital. What is there? In addition to being desolate, sometimes it is not necessary to walk dozens of miles. And even the villages with people are dilapidated, and even many people are naked and have no food to eat. Unlike Ming Yu, who was worried about people's livelihood, the people below saw such a situation, and they were more worried about their future. They are in the capital, and their family background is good. Otherwise they would not have the job of the Praetorian Guards. They have to suffer here in the future. Who can bear it? As a result, there were bad rumors among the guards, and everyone complained, which soon reached Ming Yu's ears. Ming Yu really didn't expect everyone's complaints to be so serious. He was in a heavy heart, and Mo Zhang kept his eyes closed. As the guard commander, he didn't do his job well. He was so troubled by his subordinates. No face. If it's just one or two thorns, he can still be beaten and punished, but the law does not blame the public. Many people think this way, and their attitudes are very negative. This is difficult to handle. It is impossible for him to punish all the 500 people under his command, right? There was no way. In the end, the emotions were serious, and the matter became a big one, so it could only be spread out in front of His Highness. Go get everyone to come and gather. This prince has something to announce. Ming Yu put his hands behind his back, and after turning around a few times, instructed Mo Zhang. Ming Yu was obviously in a bad mood. To be honest, no one would be in a good mood when faced with such troubles. Mo Zhang blamed himself and worried, "Your Highness, don't pay attention to these bastards. After a while, their rumors will naturally stop." Ming Yu's bright peach eyes looked at him, as if he could see through his heart. "Commander Mo, you are a good commander of the Imperial Guard. Do you regret following me?" Mo Zhang was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect His Highness to suddenly ask him such a question. He raised his eyes into Ming Yu's clear eyes. His heart skipped a beat, then turned his eyes away and saluted. "His Royal Highness, it is my honor to be able to follow Your Highness. I hope Your Highness will not give up." This is very sincere. Ming Yu can feel it. It is from the bottom of his heart. He was relieved. The corners of his mouth rose slowly, and finally the smile reached the bottom of his eyes. And there seemed to be countless stars shining in the bright peach blossom eyes. Ming Yu's facial features are extremely good-looking, and there is some baby fat on his round face. When matched together, it gives people a very cute feeling, which makes people fall in love unconsciously. Mo Zhang blinked. This scene had been fixed in Mo Yang's heart, and he could not forget it for a long time. And he was still in a trance when he received the imperial decree. He was asked to lead the 500 imperial guards to follow the 14th prince to the Liangcheng fief. At that time, he knew that from now on, his master was this stupid prince who was rumored in the outside world. The comrades who got the news, some sympathized with him, some laughed at him, and some secretly gloated. From everyone's eyes, he saw his poor self, followed such a stupid prince, and chose the fief in the war-torn wild land. His official career and future were all ruined, and there was little hope of returning to Beijing in the future. At that time, he's not without complaints. Why is he unlucky to follow such a fool? At that time, this foolish prince asked Liangzhou city to be a territorial fief, and everyone in the capital was laughing at him. How hard is this fool to think about? Is it not good to go to such a dangerous place near the capital? Sure enough, a fool is a fool, and his thoughts are different from those of normal people. Can this go for a month or two? But I chose it myself, and the Emperor Golden Mouth spoke and sealed it. I'm afraid that if I can't stick to it, I won't be able to come back, right? When I went there, I can't tell you that after 3 or 5 years, the barbarians who attacked him were killed, but no one would appeal for justice. Just as everyone laughed, the 14th prince, no, it was Ming Yu, who had been named Prince Duan, who set off with the escort of the 500 imperial guards assigned by the emperor. Mo Zhang couldn't, and now there is no room for turning around. And he can only admit that he is unlucky. Anyway, this master is stupid. What can he know? Just do your duty and do your own thing well, and in the future, you will just have to live by it. However, when he was about to set off, the young man in brocade clothes came to him with a warm smile on his face, a pair of peach blossom eyes curved like a crescent moon, and his voice was clear and sweet. Commander Mo, you will work hard in the future. Mo Zhang was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect His Royal Highness Prince Duan to specifically say such things to him. Isn't it his duty? Where is the need for His Highness to tell him the hard work? Looking at the back of His Royal Highness Prince Duan, who turned around and got into the carriage, Mo Zhang felt flattered for the first time. The rumored Ming Yu is a fool, acts domineering, and always does whatever he wants. Is that him? However, Mo Zhang followed Ming Yu all the way and observed secretly, but found that Prince Duan was not as rumored as outside spread. This prince has an easygoing temperament, and occasionally has a small temper with his close servants, and he is also innocuous. No matter what he does, he never goes his own way, and he will negotiate with others to act. Occasionally, he is confused about some very common and popular things, but sometimes the words that come out of his mouth are shocking. How can a normal person say it? And every time he seems to be true silly. Mo Zhang privately asked Qingping, His Highness's personal maid, why did the rumors about His Highness become like this? The girl Qingping rolled her eyes at him. My Highness's madness has long since healed. Naturally, some people in the palace can't see my Highness's goodness, so can't they just keep doing things behind their backs? My Highness is doing well. How can others know that His Highness is coming good? Mo Zhang was speechless when he heard the words, but he still listened. Along the way, His Royal Highness treated people with gentleness and politeness, was good at accepting other people's opinions, and was sympathetic to his subordinates. After a long time, Mo Zhang let go of his grudges and followed him wholeheartedly. Ming Yu lifted him up and smiled, I believe in you. With just one sentence, Mo Zhang felt extremely hot in his heart. Commander Mo, give me a little time, I will not treat you badly. Although this is a world apart from the capital at present, the living environment and conditions are indeed very poor, but if you believe me, I will use it for a few years. Time changes all of this. Ming Yu's eyes shone with confidence. He did have confidence, and with his own wisdom and hands. He didn't believe that he couldn't achieve an ideal territory. As soon as these words came out, Mo Zhang couldn't help letting go of his hanging heart. This subordinate will call everyone. Mo Zhang left. Ming Yu closed his eyes, and when he opened his eyes again, there was a firm look in his eyes. For nothing else. He should fight for himself alone. As long as he has the ability to change and make life better, who wants to be content with the status quo? Do you know what His Highness called us to do? Zhou Dadan lightly touched Li Man next to him and asked in a low voice. Li Man was impatient. Who knows what to do? Wait and see. Everyone gathered. And suddenly the commander announced that His Royal Highness Duan had summoned them, and they also had some ideas in their hearts. Thinking about it, Prince Duan had no choice but to stand up because the opinions of the people below had become so loud. Either admonishing or reprimanding, even if that's the case, they're not afraid. How about there are so many of them, can he punish them? Originally, it was a huge grievance to follow him here. If he really dared to punish the crime, wouldn't he be afraid that the trouble would end in the end? The law doesn't blame the public, isn't it just fear that the trouble will get worse? Having said that, this Commander Mo was good at first, and he also kissed these brothers. But later on, I don't know what kind of fascination was poured into it. And the soul soup turned out to be loyal to Prince Duan's advice. In addition, the people below became dissatisfied with Mo Zhang. They also couldn't understand why Commander Mo was so determined to follow this fool. Maybe it's because it's gone hope, so I can only cling to this fool? Thinking of this, Li Man sneered. A fool is a fool. What good is it to cling to a fool? Anyway, he was unwilling to accept his fate. He wondered whether he should write another letter and send it back to let the family in the capital do more for him, when His Royal Highness Prince Duan finally appeared in front of them. Ming Yu is now at a high place, looking up at the darkness below. These 500 people are his starting team. If he can't be comforted well and can't be with him, then in the future, if he is exhausted from fighting alone, he will not be able to make it anything. Therefore, now he must nip the contradiction in the bud. His eyes swept over everyone. And the crowd that was still noisy gradually lost their voices. No matter how they looked down on this silly prince in private, he was after all the grandson of the dragon and the phoenix. A royal noble of the Dayan dynasty, and he should be respected some point. Ming Yu squinted his eyes, and his voice had an unprecedented solemnity. I heard that there are some complaints about this prince among them. This prince knows that you are all big men in the capital, and suddenly you came to this barren land where birds don't lay eggs. And no one can accept the status quo. He paused, and carelessly rubbed his fingers on his cuffs, but I would like to say here that your choice is not wrong. As soon as these words came out, some people scoffed. What does it mean that the choice is not wrong? They are not fools, they just let the good times go, and they come over to endure hardships, and he say yes, he lies to ghosts. Seeing everyone's reaction, Ming Yu smiled and went straight to the topic. You give me 3 or 5 years, and by that time, if you want to return to the capital, this prince promises that you can all go back, and I will give it to you for the official promotion. Before he finished speaking, the people below seemed to explode at once. What did His Highness say? Did they hear it wrong, or was His Highness talking stupid? Even Mo Zhang, who was standing beside him, was stunned. He raised his eyes and looked at Ming Yu in disbelief. Is His Highness joking when he said like this? Ming Yu's expression was as usual, and he didn't mean to joke at all. When the people below calmed down a little, he said again, you heard right. This prince is not joking. After 3 or 5 years, you can go back to the capital. I will tell your majesty, all those I agree to return to Beijing will be listed as the Imperial Guard. And even be promoted to 1 level in the original position. However, all of this is conditional. Now everyone listened clearly. To be honest, they thought they had no hope of returning to the capital. But listening to His Highness's words, as long as you wait here for a few years, you will be able to return to Beijing. This is very good news, not to mention that His Highness said that returning to Beijing and joining the Imperial Guard will lead to an official promotion. As we all know, the competition in the Praetorian Guards is very fierce. If it doesn't matter, it is impossible to enter. Some people spend their entire lives, and until they retire, they are always only at the bottom, and they will only be promoted when the sun hits the west of. Now, as long as you wait 3 or 5 years, then can return to Beijing, also you can get a promotion. You can't find such a big good thing with a lantern. What else can they say? Not to mention 3 or 5 years, they can afford to wait another 10 years. Everyone's joy was uncontrollable. And a slightly sensible person couldn't help but ask, it really only takes a few years for us can return to Beijing? Wouldn't it be bluffing us? Ming Yu really didn't bluff. That's right. Everything has just begun, and everything needs manpower. As long as you wait a few years and all plans are on the way, it doesn't matter if they stay or not. Moreover, he also believed that the development of this cool city was not much worse than that of the capital. Ming Yu raised his hand and pressed it down, signaling everyone to be quiet. And when the restless people calmed down a little, he said, "A gentleman can't chase after a horse. Since this prince has said it, I will naturally keep my promise. It's not as good as everyone. Let's hear about the conditions first." Everyone calmed down. By the way, His Highness just said that there are conditions. Let's listen first. No matter what harsh conditions, they will come down first. And they will endure for a few years, then just start. This prince's condition is very simple. You are the guards and soldiers. Soldiers take obedience to orders as their natural duty. This prince wants you to be absolutely loyal and reliable as long as you are here for 1 day, and you must obey orders. Therefore, everyone must obey orders and act with permission. You must not act recklessly and oppress the people, and if you disobey the order, you will never be lenient. When Ming Yu finished speaking, everyone was silent. What kind of conditions were such conditions? One is not to let them do shameful things, and the other is not to let them die, but to follow the rules, but this is what soldiers should abide by. Ming Yu looked around, waved his arm, and said loudly, "You must always remember that you are soldiers, not to protect a certain person. What you should protect most is the country and the home. The country, honor, and responsibility, you should always put it first. Tell this prince, can you do it?" Mo Zhang was shocked, and the first one stepped forward and bowed to the ground. "Yes. This subordinate must do it." "Yes." Everyone knelt down and promised. They saw hope in Ming Yu's words. No matter what, they were sincerely surrendering at this moment. In everyone's mind is very complicated. Ming Yu gave them the last hope. 3 or 5 years are not long. There is hope, which is given by the person in front of them. At least at this moment they are all grateful. Ji Yu saw this scene from afar, and there was a gleam of interest in his eyes. Hey, interesting, he has followed Prince Duan these days. And he has also learned more or less that this Prince Duan does not seem to be as stupid and disorderly as the rumors. He rubbed his chin and thought. Although he didn't know the rumors about Prince Duan outside would be so different. He has only thought of one sentence so far. The Prince Duan is wise and foolish, and with just a few words of his, he can easily resolve the grievances of the people under him, and even conquered people's hearts. He narrowed his eyes to hide the look in his eyes. Everyone was fooled by Prince Duan. It seems that he should have informed General Xie of these things as soon as possible. After solving the problem of anger in the team, they continue to lead Liangcheng.